Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to City Skylines and New Gardcity. Now, following on from some suggestions that I've had in the Discord, the New Gardcity Discord chat, and some other ideas that I've been coming up with sort of between episodes, trying to think of what to do in this part of the city here specifically, I came up with the idea to build. Well, I didn't come up with that. An idea was suggested to build a Magic Roundabout, and I've decided to build that Magic Roundabout in this part of the city here. So this is the new suburb that we built last time out that I'm just messing around with here. The metro or the underground has been tweaked slightly and now works a little bit better with the new station. You'll notice there's a new branch that kind of spurs off there at the top. That will be going to the docks in the end, the Gardcity Gateway Terminal. I have no idea how I'm going to implement that right now though, because I still get really bad traffic issues with the Gateway Terminal. So apart from rebuilding the whole thing from scratch, if anyone has any ideas on how to solve traffic problems, please feel free to suggest them down below. And if anyone would like pictorial evidence of the problem that I'm talking about, again, please comment down below and I'll post it on the Discord, because is it bad. I've come up with some ideas, some of which have worked, but the majority of it is still pretty bad, so need to fix it. Anyway, Magic Roundabout, that's what I'm focusing on now. For those of you that don't know, in Swindon, which is here in the UK, about 50 miles west of London, I'd say, maybe more, there is a thing called the Magic Roundabout. There's also one in a town called Hemel Hempstead, which is not too far away from where I live. But the most famous one is in Swindon. And effectively, it is a series of roundabouts joined together by a circular road. So you can see my method here for building said Magic Roundabout is to create like a plus shape and then an X shape across the plus shape, add a roundabout to that, and then any second now, I will add roundabouts to each of these individual junctions. It works really well, actually. I was worried about causing traffic problems with it, but it actually does work really, really well. And it just looks awesome in this part of the city. So I have 8 roundabouts here. The one in Hemel Hempstead I think has 5, maybe 6, and I believe the one in Swindon also has 6. I'm not entirely sure about that though. I probably should check. I mean, it's not that important really, is whether I'm right or wrong there, is it? Let's be honest. But this one works really, really well. The bulk of traffic actually comes to and from the terminal still, the freight terminal, and it uses the main road that runs through what is currently called Shoreham, but will be renamed in the future. I've already had one name suggestion. I wouldn't mind a couple more, because again, I don't want to be taking the same person's suggestions all the time, because I want everyone to have a say in the future of this city and not just 1 or 2 people. So if you have any ideas for name suggestions, it could be related to Gardcity and OpenTTD, or it could be completely unrelated if you so choose. Feel free to suggest them. Again, comment section down below is a really good place to do that, or over on the New Gardcity Discord. But yeah, the most traffic flow is to and from the motorway, which you'll see me rebuild in a second, which is kind of phase 1. It's kind of like phase 0.5 actually of the Gardcity Orbital main road, which I will be building over the next however long. I don't actually know how long it will take me to do it, but yeah, between Shoreham and the motorway, that's where the majority of traffic is flowing right now. In terms of trying to integrate this into the city as much as possible, I feel like I've done it in many ways. This little connection here to Lafayette, I'm a big fan of. I think it looks really cool. The way that the main roads in and out of Lafayette are at the moment will be changing in the future, because the little 4-lane road, which you kind of caught a glimpse of there, that sort of loops around the east side of Lafayette, that's going to be severed at the north and south ends of that loop. And then those 2 roads will continue as separate roads into a new part of the city that hasn't actually been constructed yet. Here I accidentally demolished the underground station. I need to actually go back and rename it because I forgot to name it. The names and addresses mod that I've added to the game has changed all the road names. So all the stations that were named after the roads they were on, they've all had to be renamed, or some of them so far have been renamed. I haven't done all of them yet because of the way it works, which is really annoying, but I don't know. It's just annoying. It's just annoying, but I'll get over it. It'll be fine. No problem. This the way the underground track here works as well is really annoying. There's lots of things about this game still that are quite annoying. The fact that when you adjust spline heights of roads, you select the node that you want to change the height of, but it doesn't really affect it from that point. It always does it like a little bit on, like further down the road from that point. So it ends up with really weird, like it goes up an incline, levels out, up an incline, levels out, up an incline, levels out. And I'm sure there used to be a mod where you could click a button and it would, like, you'd highlight a road and then you'd click a button and it would just smooth it all out for you. And that mod doesn't seem to exist anymore, which is really annoying. So I don't know where that's gone. If it does still exist, please let me know, because I'm desperate for that mod. You can see there as well these weird like drop down things that the road does suddenly. I really don't like it. This motorway junction, by the way, is awesome. It's on the Steam Workshop. I wish I could remember it off the top of my head. If you'd like a link to it, let me know in the comments down below or on Discord. I might just post a link to it on Discord anyway. I'm thinking of turning my mods into a collection, just so that I can post it all in one area and you guys can just see all the mods that I'm using. Obviously, I do not claim to have made any of the mods or assets myself, because I know I haven't, and hopefully you guys know I haven't as well. But I'll just collect them all in a single location so that you guys can, subscribe to them all in one go. This loop road that I'm building here right now, it looks bad because it is, but fear not, it is temporary. This really is just to connect these two ends of the road together still. Eventually, what will happen is, from this junction you're looking at now, the road will actually curve down towards the bottom right corner of the picture, and that will become the Gardcity orbital that will run towards the east side of the city. And the original motorway, which you can just about make out at the top of the screen there, will then join up to that one in a single facing junction, and will be awesome, I hope. Will be yeah, I'm quite happy with how I've done this. Actually, it's kind of a bit of a, I was making it up as I went along kind of thing, but I think it's actually turned out quite well. And the traffic flow, again, apart from in and out of the freight terminal where it's colossally bad, the actual traffic flow on the roundabout and the motorway junctions and everything here is really, really good. And considering I've now extended the suburb of Barnwell, which you will see in this video as well, the thumbnail gives a nice little preview as to what else is included in part of that. But yeah, I was expecting traffic flow to be a bit iffy, but it's been good. I'm really happy with it. I've also, next episode, I'll give you a little preview for that as well. Next episode, I rebuild a lot of Halliday and Guard Square. So there's a lot more high-rise buildings that will be popping up, as well as a rebuild of Guard Square tram station. It's not underground anymore, it's at ground level. I tried underground, I really tried underground, and actually in the start of next episode you'll see me try and fix the underground one, and eventually I just give up and think, you know what, I'm just going to build an above ground one. Fortunately, again, I found a really good asset on the workshop that does the job, so I'm happy with the result of that too. Right, so what am I doing here now? So this is the section I'm building, an elevated section. I'm tempted to extend those residential streets under, or at least have what, like every other one, extend under the motorway and form a suburb on the other side as well. I don't know why I thought this, but I had this feeling that if you select heavy traffic ban, it would affect any road that runs through districts, but it does quite clearly say freeways not affected. So Barnwell could very easily extend to the other side of this Gardcity orbital road and not be affected by the heavy traffic ban. So I think I will actually do that. Also, you'll see me build another junction here. This is kind of a precursor to what I was talking about just now with when the orbital is actually built properly. So right now this is just a little thing to link up one of the other arms, legs, tentacles of the Magic Roundabout, whatever word you'd like to use there. All of them don't really work. Yeah, no, none of them work, let's be honest. But yeah, I just at the time when I was building this, I couldn't really think what to do with this road, and I didn't want to delete it because then that roundabout wouldn't need to be there. So I thought, you know what, I'm just build a temporary motorway junction here for now. Eventually, when the orbital is actually built properly, it will probably pass just over the top of this road that I'm looking at here. So again, residential, maybe a little bit of commercial. on the other side of the motorway will get built, and then that new road will link up to that instead. This is the section of the video where I just spend ages doing lane connections, because again, normally I build the road, then I let the traffic flow for a bit, then I do the lane connections, and then I regret all my life's decisions. This time around I wanted to actually get it going from the get set. That's not the expression, is it? From the get go. So that, you know, the first car that comes through this roundabout will already be in the right lane, going in the right direction. And I did try, I don't think I did it on camera, but I did try and do the lane markings afterwards as well. One thing I'm not a fan of with the lane marking tool is I'm not a huge fan of the way that you have to template individual lines. What would be cool is if you could select a junction, like an off-ramp from a roundabout, and just copy everything in one go. Maybe there is a way to do that, and I just haven't found it yet. If that is the case, please do let me know. Again, comment section down below or on the Discord. But I couldn't find it. And what that means is you have to draw all the lines out for one of the junctions, and then you have to copy each individual line as a template, and then reassign a new junction to each of those individual lines. So you're basically doing the same process about 6 or 7 times for each roundabout. And I can't be bothered. Lane markings is important because it affects traffic flow, but lane connectors are important because it affects traffic flow, but lane markers are just aesthetic, so I'm not too fussed about doing those, at least not on camera, and not really off camera either, because it just takes up too much time. All the trash things you're seeing, by the way, is because of the traffic issue at the gateway terminal. I'm going to move all the trash stuff out of that area of the city and move it somewhere else. I might even move it to the completely opposite part of the city, just so that, you know, the trash vehicles can actually roam around a little bit better, because it's a nightmare right now. This road here, the one I've just built here, this is one of the main thoroughfares for is it thoroughfares or thoroughfares? Do you know what? I don't even know. One of the main routes through this part of the city. It links up Barnwell to some other parts of the city. My cat's just walked in my room, by the way, so if you hear a meowing noise, that's why. And I wanted to put something in this gap between this main road here and the motorway. And I know some people were asking about second university campuses. And, you know, I said right back then that, you know, I'm definitely considering it. And then I kind of forgot that I was considering it. But yes, I have sort of been considering it. It has been on the forefront of my mind for a little while about extra campuses and maybe a second theme park and other city parks, things like that. I am tempted to build a little park inside the Magic Roundabout, although I'm not 100% decided on that yet, and if I did, I wouldn't know what to call it. At the moment, you'll see me do the district in a second. The Magic Roundabout is called Laurel Circus. I think Laurel Square was its original name, and then I changed Square to Circus. Yes, my cat is very excited to see me, it seems. But yeah, I wanted to build a new campus here, and I thought, why not? Because Barnwell is the sort of technological part of the city. It's got all the energy efficient housing and the sort of technologically advanced housing and things like that. So I thought, do you know what? It sounds perfect for a trade school with an engineering department, because it seems quite fitting, isn't it? You put the engineering department right where the high-tech buildings are, and you could in fact say that this part of the city was rebuilt as a project ran by the university, if you wanted to go that deep into a backstory as to why it happens to be here. So yeah, you'll see me build that in a second. Barnwell Trade School, I think, is what I ended up calling it, because I'm creative like that. It's in Barnwell and it's a trade school, so why not combine those two things together? Also, the abandoned buildings you see there as well, they all got abandoned because of trash, and I completely forgot that I'd set Lafayette as a historical district. So all the buildings were set to historical, which meant that when they get abandoned, they don't get bulldozed. I do find that quite annoying. What would be cool is if an abandoned building was renovated and turned back into a functional building again. That would be really cool. Maybe there's a mod that does that. Again, if there is, let me know in the comments down below. I have a cat climbing on me. He hasn't come and see me for months, and then the one time where it's not ideal, and here he is. So again, you might hear meows, you might hear purrs. I do apologise for that. Hello, Romeo. So yes, we got high density buildings popping up on this new road. I am tempted to name these roads now after suggestions from you guys. So if you have any ideas for road suggestions, as part of the motorways project, we kind of had the idea for M and then numbers. So the orbital is M22 because 22 is my favorite number. If you watch my F1 series, you will know that because I explain it there too. And the orbital is going to be M22. Some of the derivative roads from the orbital might be M212 or 221 or something like that. But any other suggestions for M roads or just main roads in general, particularly the main roads that go in on and off the Magic Roundabout, if you've got any suggestions for those, feel free to suggest them. I think I've said suggest quite a few times now in this video, but a couple more won't hurt. And any other ideas in general, to be honest, any kind of buildings, other buildings that you'd like to see me build, any other districts you'd like to see me add. Next episode, I think I might shock a few people with how I've rebuilt the city centre, because it looks very different now to how it looks, particularly in the episode you're watching right now. It looks very different to this. A bit like with my latest Planet Coaster video, or the one last week. No, the one before last week. Changing the Skyline, that's the one I'm referencing. Next episode of this series might also be called something similar to Changing the Skyline, because the Skyline, it does change, and change dramatically too. I'm just looking at this back. So next episode I use a lot of the pedestrian roads to kind of split traffic, so it's not just cars driving down all the roads, but some of them are just pedestrian only. And I kind of wish I'd done that here. Some of these little side roads that jut out, I might go back and make those pedestrian only, because then I can connect them to sort of the main road beneath and above as well, without causing huge traffic problems. I think I might go do that. So yeah, this was originally called Madison College. This is me trying to remember how to paint campuses. It had been so long since I did it, I couldn't actually remember how to do it. And then I remembered it's in the districts tool, because I'm a dummy. But yeah, originally it's called Madison College. I was tempted to leave it like that for a while, but I thought, you know what, Barnwell Trade School, it works, it's fine, we'll stick with that. It's got an administration building, a couple of dorms. I do actually, again, it might be next episode I do this, so I don't want to give too much away, but I do expand it to the other side of Poplar Street that you can see there. So that's where the engineering department goes. These are all sort of the admin buildings. You've got the admin building itself. I think I've got like a cafeteria, a library, a bookstore, groundkeeping. There's the graduation building, and something else, maybe a gym, I think goes here as well. And then on the other side, right up against the motorway there in that little triangular section, that's where the engineering school goes. And I also add a couple of quads, and again I think some dorms, just to flesh it out a little bit more. This is more of like an inner city style university. So my university that I went to, the University of Hertfordshire, that was an outer city university where it's all on a single campus location. Whereas this one is actually, sorry, Varsity Island is also that kind of thing where it's all contained in one location. Whereas this trade school is more of an inner city style campus where everything is kind of spread out a little bit more, and it's all part of Barnwell. So I might even expand the campus area across Barnwell and then just put random university buildings around Barnwell as a district. Because I mean, Cardiff, when I was looking at unis when I was originally doing engineering, Cardiff was one of the unis I went to look at, and like the accommodation was like 2 miles away from all of the university buildings. So you basically had to get a bus into uni every day. And I mean, first world problems and all that. Some people probably do that anyway. But it's not something I was used to. So, I'm kind of new to this whole thing still. But there you go. Anyway, so Laurel Circus has now been built. Barnwell Trade School has now been built. The fire department there has now been built. All of these excess roads that I'm building here, you see I'm sort of making the traffic already flow a lot nicer. There is actually a mod. So there, the no vehicles will be crossing the median of the road, and there's actually a mod where if it detects that, it replaces the median. So you can end up with a proper like one-way system type road. But yeah, again, just doing the traffic early, just to make sure that that's all sorted. But this is all going to be residential. All these new streets that I've built are all residential. Because as you can see, there's a massive demand for residential. The population of the city the last time I closed the game was about 89,000. I think it jumped up to 90 odd thousand at one point. But then again, when you see what I do next episode, you'll see why it drops down again a little ways. Right, we have come, let me try that sentence again. We have come to the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes, and check out the Discord as well. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.